I've got a feeling this is going to become a bit of a weekly ritual at the moment. So Glenn has brought over a new rinseless wash again. So this is the DIY Detail one today, and I see that you've probably already done one wash with that.
Yeah, I did a wash this morning, and I did another test a few days ago just to try it out. Because you know when you buy a new product and it's such, you're like, oh, I just want to have a little dab.
Just want to have a little go and
little
doing a whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it, have a smell, have a little go. So yeah, I've used a little bit, had a little dabble. I did a clean on the blue Subi out there. Are you seeing double out there? Yep. Oh, those cars are identical. Anyway, I cleaned the far one over there this morning, so I got a little bit to say about it.
Okay, so
what's the smell?
Well, last week we tried Koch Chemi's Rapid Rinseless Wash, so I think you guys probably got 4 or 5 weeks of content to look forward to here. We were just going to play with all of these different rinseless washes. This is nice.
Apple?
Yep. It's got like an apple chlorine smell to it. Like I feel like you could trick me that I'll be at like the swimming pool.
A lot of these rinseless washes have got like an undertone of chemical smell to them. So they have their sort of base smell like apple, and then you get like this product cleaning smell that's probably part of the chemical makeup of these products.
Do you find it interesting though, on all of these rinseless washes, like a soap, it's pretty common that it's advertised as a particular scent. Rinseless washes, the scent is not something they put on the bottle or put on the description on the website.
No, it's quite interesting. You're like, oh, what does that smell? Oh, if I was to buy this product over this one, what's the smell? I want to know about it. And people don't really talk about smells. Well, they sort of leave, it's like a little secret thing. That
it is.
Sort of
you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, and the colour's got no telling on it, right? Like that colour there, I'd think, oh, okay, this is going to be like pineapple-y or lemony. Absolutely not. This is apple.
Well, it does look like apple juice.
Oh, if this was going to be apple juice, I'd expect it to be, yeah. I mean,
it even got a little bit of foam at the top like apple juice.
I feel like the way that this product smells, it should be green. It should be green.
Oh yeah, okay, like a green apple.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, green apple. That's the smell I'm getting. Green apple. Got it. Anyways, same method as last time. So we've got 18 litres of water in the Yeti bucket here, so it's not quite filled up all the way. So we know, based on our 25621, that we need 70 millilitres of product. So we're just filling that up to 70.
And most rinseless washes are 256-1.
Pretty much everything on the market. So we dunk that in the bucket, and this is something that you want to be quite precise for. So we did measure out the amount of water we put in the bucket. We are rinsing that off in there to make sure that we get anything left over into the bucket, and then give it a bit of a stir to get that product mixed around. So if you didn't watch last week's video, the best way to go and fill up your spray bottle now that you're going to use is just by dunking it in the bucket here. We probably need a better spray bottle. This CarPro Dilute has seen better days. I think it's probably the only
that's kind of the bottle I use for all the testing, you know, just chuck a bit of product and then have a go.
The Mad Lab bottle?
Yeah, well, yep. I think IK sprayers or some sort of pump spray would be definitely a great improvement to our setup here, but
filling this up all the way, we used pretty much all the product in here doing the Subi last week, so you do want to make sure you've got enough there, because probably what you don't want to do is fill this up halfway, get halfway around the car, realise I need more water, and then dunk in your dirty bucket to pick up more spray water. So I think fill up as much as you can. This is a litre bottle. We'll use that whole thing working on this car. Now, if we kind of take you around the test subject today, so we've got the Tesla Model Y in here, and it is pretty dirty.
Well, it never shows up on camera, the dirt, right? I mean, people go, oh, that's such a clean car.
It's not. It's not. If I can point out a couple of things that you want to see on here.
Oh, here's some dirt back here. Here you go.
A lot of dirt at the back.
There you go. Bit of dust, bit of dirt. It looks like it's been through a bit of rain.
It has.
There's a bit of road sort of wash off there.
Yeah, come around the front here too. This is where it gets really bad, and this is where we're really going to show off this product. So we got quite a bit around the wheel arch at the front here. And then come and see what I got for you around here.
Oh yeah, this is the...
Have a look.
Oh, dirty boy.
So this is going to be a really good test, because this is only my second, or it's the second rinseless wash I've done within the last little while. I've done a couple before this, so this is going to be a good telling one for me to go, is this something that I want to continue to do? I really enjoyed last week's rinseless wash. I'm enjoying the smell of this product. I can smell that from the bucket too, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it cleans up the front of this car. So let's just get cracking on this. Where should we start?
Just start on the side.
Yeah, we'll just kind of go.
So our method is we like to do a bit of a pre-soaked, so pre-soaked down the panel, and we use the Ultimate Sponge by
Rag Company.
Rag Company.
And I really enjoy that sponge. We actually ordered another one straight after the last rinseless wash. Hasn't arrived yet, so it's going to be a bit of a longer process today. This is dangerous too. You do not want to spill that concentrate. Let's get the lid back on that, get it back on the shelf. Now, I mean, the main difference for me with this product, to be fair, is the smell. Like, the scent really does come through as I'm spraying this onto the surface.
See, I didn't find using it this morning that I noticed the smell too much.
Now I can
just spray the whole side.
It's strong.
Now this product is a little bit different from the RRW by Koch Chemie that we tried last time, is that this has got a high surfactant level in it.
Okay.
And so it means that it's got probably a really good cleaning ability, but it also has the ability to foam.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny you say that because I actually noticed around here.
You can notice a little bit of foam. Like if you get really close and spray really hard, can you see it foam?
Yeah, look at that. That is
you can
very
actually put this
different
in a
to
foam
last week's
cannon
product.
and you can foam this on.
Okay.
So I don't know how I feel about having a foaming rinseless wash.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. It's
probably
probably
going to do a better job at like encapsulating the dirt.
I have no idea. You're about to find out.
Yeah, well, we are. This is dirty. Dirty.
So I tried, you know how we had a bit of problem last time with drying the vehicle?
Yes, we did. Because
I actually used less pre-spray product. So you've put heaps on there, like you've really soaked the living daylights out of that. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to make it difficult to dry. I think you could probably...
Yeah, but I'm going to use the new process that we invented on the last wash. I'm going to use the leaf blower.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I'm going to dry it off.
You invented the leaf blower for rinseless wash.
I invented that for rinseless. Well, typically you don't leaf blow inside the house.
We do.
Well, we do. Yeah. Why not?
Okay, sweet.
Soak it down.
So yeah, soak it down, let it sit for a little bit, and what should be happening is, should be breaking down that dirt media, and then it should be bringing it to the surface. You should be able to wipe it off with your sponge.
Now, just like we did on last week's video, there is a test coming up at the end, thanks to Eddie from EC Details for giving us the idea. So stick around and we'll show you how dirty we can get this and how clean the DIY Detail product will get this towel.
Do you know what the benefit is of using rinseless wash is that we've got nice warm water in there.
We do.
And it is windy as out there, and I'm inside, nice and warm, and this is just such a pleasure to use, you know. Rinseless washing is just such a nice, comfortable washing technique.
Now, we're probably going to repeat ourselves on quite a few things over the next few weeks, but you want to get to the point where it is...
You want to rinse it out even more.
Yeah. You want it slightly dripping.
Just to the point of drip.
So probably like that.
Yep.
And then it is... where are we going? We're going on this panel.
No pressure at all. You just want to wipe that sponge over the top of the surface, and what you can see is these little fingers, little slits inside of the sponge there, and that's hopefully pulling the dirt off the surface of the paint into the sponge.
It was really interesting. I was watching a Rag Company video yesterday, and they were pretty comfortable working a whole panel without even flipping this thing. So I guess that's their confidence in their product. I would probably flip it, especially when you're dealing with the dirt from here down. You probably get from here to here without needing to flip.
And then you just dunk it in the bucket, and the idea is that the rinseless wash should be pulling the dirt and grime from the mitt out into the water, giving you a clean sponge to then come and put it onto the next part of the car.
You can be pretty aggressive on the glass. Like I am actually going to do this whole glass area. I'll flip it there because I'm doing that piece. And I will bring it back to the bucket before I go further down, even though I've just worked the glass there. I don't know why I looked in there. This would be really interesting if this was white.
Yeah, or a different color so you could actually see, but that's why we use that little microfiber so we can actually really see what's going on. I think what you're going to find here is that we're going to, through this test that we're going to, by trying all these products, we're going to find that there are going to be 4 or 5, a handful of products that are really good. And that's what we find in detailing world, is that there are a handful of products that are really good, very hard to tell the difference between them, and you may get lucky that you might find a real clear winner. You know, one that really stands out for you, one that you really like, that you go for, and there'll be like a bunch that you're like, okay, yep, if I had the choice of these, yep, you can't go wrong with buying this, but I still think this is the winner.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be a whole range of different things. It could be that you really like the experience of working through the product or working with the product. So it could just be purely smell based or purely, I don't know what else we're coming to kind of experience, but
And it's also about how well the product's marketed to you, right? So if you see that product advertised a lot, or you watch some YouTube videos where guys have used it and really liked it, or your favorite people are using it, then you're probably more likely to get that. For us, these products are really hard to buy in New Zealand. If you're in the US, you have a great access to a large market of products, and that's just by sheer size, right?
Yeah.
So a consideration for us is, well, can we get it? Can it get shipped here pretty quickly? And is it probably in the top 5? Like, was it something that we really liked?
yeah, and I mean, for us, access to product is pretty difficult, but we're willing to bring in products from overseas if it is deemed, what we deem to be the best. So an example there would be Geon's interior cleaner. Right, that's probably one of our favourite interior detailers. We can't get it in New Zealand. We can get it from Australia. We can't get it in gallons, so we're having to buy it in 500 milliliter bottles, but we're willing to do that because we think that that is the best product that kind of fits our needs as well at the moment. So, I mean, I'm kind of holding out high hopes for one of the upcoming products we've got, which is on the way from Amazon right now, which is the
ADS Hero?
Yeah, Detail Supply. Which is strange. I'm holding out high hopes for it. Yeah, it's going to be the hardest product and the most expensive for us to get. But that product line really interests me. So we've actually got a few bits and pieces from that coming along to give a whirl. Cannot buy that in New Zealand. Very limited in terms of places you can get that in Australia as well. So kind of hoping that it's good, but also at the same time, it's not going to be the end of the world if it's not. For us, it's just one consideration. Now this is the piece here that was probably the dirtiest. We'll just see if just the light wipe will remove that business. Yep, got that. Disappeared.
Has it picked it up into the mitt though? Can you see it?
Somewhere. I can't see it.
And then there was a whole heap of stuff down the front there, which you'll get also in that big wipe.
I mean, that's done a pretty good job at eating through that. It's always really difficult to clean the front bumper of this Tesla. I mean, it's so big and it just absolutely eats bugs. Be able to see once that's dry just how well that's done. But I mean, I have wiped very, very carefully on there.
And that's the beauty of the pre-soak, right? Is the pre-soak has the ability to start and break down that dirt and grime, pull it off the surface so that when you do come along to wipe it, just rips it off straight away.
I don't feel like this product's drying out my hands. Probably worked a huge area just there. Don't know if I'd encourage doing that, but I mean, the rag company do. This car has not been corrected and protected yet, so we're not going to be able to show you kind of before and after of any of the panel.
Well, this would be a really good test because I feel like if cars are coated, it sort of changes your perspective of how well slick the product is. Like, this is a bare surface, so if this product does feel quite slick and lubricious on the paint, then that's a really good indicator that this product is probably true rather than it being masked by the coating that's on there.
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes breaking down the bugs on the front here. I really struggle to get this front bumper looking good. Always after the contact wash with the pressure washer, I always end up with these like remnants of bugs left behind here. So fully expect to have the same here. It's going to be worse, I think, because we're not going to be able to blow off a lot of that with the pressure washer, but just be interesting to see how clean we can get it. Keeping in mind that, like if you've driven this and you have absolutely pelted the front with bugs, you probably are a candidate to go outside and actually pressure wash it to get it off. But this isn't clean. This is pretty dirty. I mean, there was a big bug there. It's done a good job at removing it. and it's really slick. It was really slick to work with on an uncoated car. This would have bead maker applied to it maybe 3 weeks ago. There's a big bug there too. That's gone.
It's in the mitt there, I can see it. Why do we keep calling it a mitt? It's a sponge.
Sponge, yeah, it's not a mitt. Well, you're just so used to using a mitt, aren't you?
So we've gone around, cleaned the whole car using our rinseless wash here, and we are in the sort of fashion where we like to dry the car using bead maker as a drying aid. Just adds a little bit of gloss, a little bit of protection. You could go ahead now and just dry this down with your towel. No problem there, because remember, this is a rinseless product, which means that we haven't rinsed, which means the product's still on the paint, so it's actually given enough lubricity for you to dry down, but we just like to do this. All right, so this is super crazy, right? So last week we made a video on the RRW, and this morning, literally this morning, Eddie from EC Details has been messaging me on YouTube. He looked at the video, he checked it out, he was really happy with what we did, so shout out Eddie for this. So this is the white cloth test.
We call this the Eddie test.
This is the Eddie test. So I watch quite a lot of Eddie videos. He's got some pretty good content. He is like the rinseless wash king of the planet, really. And what we're gonna do is, we want to see how well this rinseless wash is at cleaning our wash media. So I'm going to load this white cloth up. This is funny. This cloth hasn't been washed since I've been trying this, and I've done this on quite a lot of product. This was happened last week. Still hasn't been washed in the washing machine. But this white cloth, it's getting pretty. No, it's all right.
It's still pretty clean.
Still pretty clean. Pretty good. I'm going to wipe some mud and dirt in and around the wheel wells, make this cloth look really dirty, and I'm going to dunk it in the bucket and see how well it pulls out the dirt and grime from our wash media here, because that's probably how you would see how well this product performs. You really want to see how well it pulls it out, cleans it, so that then when we go to wipe the next panel, we have a nice clean wash media, or we have a nice clean cloth or sponge to then hit the next panel down. So thanks, Eddie. Shout out for you. I told you this video was coming, so I hope he gets to check it out again. So this has already cleaned the car, and you won't be able to see it on camera because it's a dark coloured bucket, but in there this water is pretty dirty, pretty filthy. So like it would be white cloth, it's wet. I'm going to rub this in the wheel well here. Oh, that's filthy. This is a good highlight about the difference between doing a soap bucket wash versus a rinseless wash, is that rinseless wash, we're going to struggle to clean all this area. We're going to struggle to clean our wheels and tires. If we had the soap out and the pressure washer, we would clean that. So, I mean, there's a little argument for or against, depending on how you want to feel about that. Oh, I can feel this getting real nice and dirty. Get some big chunky boys on there, eh? What do you reckon? Yeah. Should I get the back as well?
Yeah, you could wipe the wheel as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, that sounds terrible on that carpet in there.
Oh, how are you doing? Is that showing up real dirty on there?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So typically you would dunk it in here, you would probably give it one rinse and you'd pull it out and go again, but we can just dunk that in there. Give it a couple of flipperoonies, wet myself as well, give it a pretty decent wash. And I'd rinse this out, and let's hope that this product is pulling out a lot of that dirt and grime. How well did it do? Nah. Did it do okay there?
No. All right.
Not really. What about there?
A little bit better, but we could go again. Another dunk in the bucket.
Maybe I went too handy on the dirt. What do you reckon? So clearly I'm doing this a little bit more than you would normally be doing.
You went a bit more aggressive on the dirt versus the rapid rinseless wash, so I don't think it's a fair 50-50 comparison. So I think the extra swish in the bucket may make up for part of it.
Right, so I did it a little bit longer. What do you reckon?
It's come out pretty well. I think
there's still a bit of dirt and grime on there, but that's pretty good. It's done a pretty decent job, and I think if we reflect back on the previous video, I think you can't really compare RIW versus the DIY Detail there. I think it does a pretty good job, and I think that sort of surmises the point here that both products have done a pretty reasonable job at cleaning the paint here, cleaning the surface, and they've done a pretty decent job at being able to pull that product out of our wash media and put into the bucket. And I can see that that bucket is pretty dirty and murky. So yep, fair credit, pretty good. Talk, baby. All right, we got 2 buckets in front of us, which is a bit strange because we just did a rinseless wash. But what we did is we had 1 bucket with DIY detail because we were trying to work out, is this better than what we've already tried before? And we had 1 bucket where we had Kochikemi RRW. We used RRW last week and we're men, so we don't have a really good memory and we couldn't quite remember what it felt like. So we just did a side-by-side comparison. Let's talk about scent. Which scent did you like the best?
I preferred the scent of RRW, and I think that to me is more of like a masculine cologne type smell, and it lingers around for a bit longer. Whereas the DIY detail is kind of that cherry apple, and it
sort of comes and goes, doesn't really hang around. It's a bit sort of whatever, how you're doing.
But it's strong, it's a bit more in your face. So I think the more pleasant of the two would be RRW.
Okay, so the scent's not the whole story. What I want to see with a rinseless wash is that I want it to see, when I spray it on for my pre-rinse, I want it to break down that matter, I want it to encapsulate it, and then when I wipe my wash media across, I want to feel it slick as it picks up that dirt and puts it into the sponge. Then the second half of the problem is I want to see that that rinseless solution here in the bucket actually pulls the dirt and stuff out of the wash media, and so that I've now got a nice clean sponge to go and hit the next panel. I think both of these products do a really good job of cleaning. They do a really good job of breaking down that matter, and they do a really good job, as you saw, at cleaning the cloth. Both of them are pretty identical there. Now, RRW versus the DIY detail is that DIY detail sort of felt a little bit slicker to touch with the wash media going across. This felt a little slicker as we wiped it across, and I think that's why this one here is not a clear winner, but a little edge over this product here. I sort of touched on this a little bit earlier, is that we're going to find that testing out all these products is that there will be a group of products that are good, that you can go and buy, you'll be really happy with how they perform, and you probably wouldn't know any better. But I think doing this test we'll find one that's a slight clear winner, and so far out of the couple that we've tested, we preferred DIY detail, just that little edge over RRW. So we have a couple more rinseless washes to try out. We've got FinLab, we've got Hero. We could go back and revisit ONR because I got a little smidge of that left in the bottle. But that's it from Omni Garage. If you want to check out these videos, they're going to be coming in hot over the next couple of weeks because I'm on a real high of trying this out. But that's it from Omni Garage. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.